By the end of this video, here's what we hope that you're going to get out of the platform. We're going to use it to perform a custom search. Woo! For internships, and jobs. Oh, and in fact, they have a very, very specific jobs portal for internships and entry-level jobs outside of the normal one. And we're going to go through both and you're going to see them. So custom searches, awesome. Oh, look at that. Hey, just like before, we're going to perform a little research. We need to know about the companies we're applying for. We can use the platform to do that and to follow their pages. We're going to make connections and start really networking. I can't say this enough. Who you know is just as, if not more important sometimes, than what you know. If a boomer told you that, well, they were right. Remember, university.linkedin.com. They had a 2-page tutorial on how to do this. Boom. I've taken a screenshot for the finding a job or internship item. And again, it's a 2-pager that I think provides you with a 1 through 10 that's super helpful. And I'm actually not going to go through that here. I've kind of built my own little how-to tutorial, but you can consult the pros as well. And again, that page is loaded with helpful tutorials. So peruse and explore, just like I showed you the offshoots of YouTube and SlideShare. It's all there for you, okay? And I want you to search using what's the specific student jobs portal. When you click on students.linkedin.com, it allows you halfway down the page or so to click on a very special link, and you see it right here. See all the student jobs. It says, very catchy, I want to be a superstar. All the superstars start somewhere. There are thousands of internships and entry-level jobs here. This is a special web browser search base that provides you with those internship and entry-level jobs. Perfect for you, perfect for where you're at. And then when you grow in your career, you can go to the regular jobs portal and again use the profile, which is going to suggest you jobs as you build it. So this is a great tool. I'm going to first show you how to use this one to perform searches, and then I'm going to show you how your profile built very smartly will just send the jobs your way. Ready? Let's enter it. boom. This is what you see when you go in here and you just put the word biology in the search bar and let the internship portal do its thing, okay? So the only thing I've done is put the word biology right up there, and I'm animating in that green arrow up at the top left just for dramatic effect. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. There it is. You can see across the top a lot of pieces of information. I haven't refined the search based on geography. It just says United States. There's a lot of different icons across the top, and I'm going to go through each of them. The jobs bar right below gives you customizable options. It says sort by, internship, date posted, LinkedIn features, and company. And then there's all filters. So each of these has a drop down, and I'm going to go through each of these drop downs with you so you can learn how to actually be more and more specific about particular opportunities. On the left, you see all those opportunities just kind of listed, and you can scroll within that sub page right here. And once you click on one of them, you see them populated on the right-hand side. So you can see the side-by-side profile of a particular job on the right versus the entire list on the left. And there's a ton of information we're going to learn here. And it's really, really nice. And if you wanted to just focus and make one particular job the whole page, you would click on the title on the right-hand side. So you could do that too. Let's take a look. Now, when I just put in biology, and I've boxed this on the left-hand side there near the top, it's going to give me 504 results. And again, we talked last time about how the timing of the market and when you're actually searching will vary those numbers. And then, of course, how you search based on specific terms and locations will further narrow that down. So right now it's saying through their portal, they can find, with the word biology, 504 opportunities throughout the country. Okay? Just so happens that the first one is pretty nearby. And I'll talk about why that is in a minute. So you can see all of those 504 jobs if you kept scrolling there right here on the left-hand side. And I've bracketed that with this green piece. Laboratory technician trainee, internship 1 year, biochemistry and molecular biology for polymer degradation, animal science intern. Boy, I kind of wish I was going back and doing this. These are very, very interesting sounding to me. Maybe I'd actually end up in a totally different job career path. We didn't have LinkedIn when I was coming up through the ranks. I want to circle here in orange that I can start to set up my job alerts based on any of these things. And what will happen is you can further refine it for any of the drop downs that I'm going to show you later. So if you want to do just Biology US, you're throwing caution to the wind. You want to see every single one that comes on after this page of 504. Any day a new one's posted, have at it. If you want to be much more specific about opportunities in geography, you can absolutely do that too. So we can do our job alerts just like we've been doing before. On the right-hand side here, on the left-hand side here, I've boxed in a little piece of information that you're going to be able to see for each of the opportunities. And I just love this because it gives you two cool pieces of information. Now, we've seen date posted on job before, and Indeed did that for us. And this does it as well. It says it was brought to us, this internship here. This is in Golden, Colorado for at the National Renewable Energy Lab 1 week ago. Now, you can see on the right, this big apply button. You can actually apply for the job right through here. And there's two ways to do that, and we'll talk about both ways. If you do apply through LinkedIn directly, it sometimes takes you to a company website to apply to, or it allows you to do it through the LinkedIn portal. If so, it will tell you how many people have applied to that job already. That is a big piece of information. So it says, as of this screenshot, the job was, or I should say internship was posted 1 week ago, and to the point in time that you're looking at it, 12 people have applied. That is an interesting piece of information that you're not going to find on Indeed or other general search engines that just are showing you the opportunities. You're not going to get to see those job applicant numbers in quite this way. So that's really special. On the right-hand side, I've boxed the title of this job that's being highlighted. It's located down the street from us in Benicia. And again, if I click on this, and I'm going to click on this for you, it will blow up the rest of this. But before I do, start to take a look at some of the goodies. It says that there's a new job posted just 13 hours ago. I could save it for later, or I could apply to it now if I'm, depending on where I'm at. It says there's no applicants so far for this internship. It gives me a quick hit piece of information about the company and where it's based out of. And it also, and we're going to get to this, says I have connections here. Oh boy, I have 2 connections that are based from my LinkedIn network through Sac State. And then I have 2 that are built into my alumni network because I went to Ohio State University, and you see the logos there on the middle right-hand side. It's saying that some of my connections, and now there's 4 of them, work at Valero, and I should know them. They're in my network. I've already made connections with them. I'll get there later. Oh boy, look at this. I've got, if I look down here on, and I could continue to scroll, there's lots of information beyond what you see here, but the recruiter pops up here, and all of the different pieces of information about the company and the job descriptions. And so I think this first one is such a great example. So I've clicked on the laboratory technician trainee position. It was the first on the list on the last screen when we just had the general hits, and I've isolated it from everything on its own screen, and you can scroll down and see more information, and I'll take you through. I'm going to do screenshot by screenshot of what you'd see if you just kept on scrolling down the page. There is so much to unpack, okay? This is a new position. We just mentioned that. Posted 13 hours ago. Ooh, be among the first 25 applicants. You can save the job for later if you don't want to do it right now, or you're not ready, or you can apply directly once you are. I'm going to point this out right off the bat. Contact the job poster. I can't continue to say this enough. I know I might be sounding like I work at the Department of Redundancy department. I like that joke. But it's worth pointing out again and again that Lindsay Rickett here is actually paid by this company Valero to do the task of finding talent for this position. And it's in her interests to do this. That's what she's paid to do. For you, it is a great way to interface with the job. I actually can see a person. This is a real person with a real LinkedIn profile. You can click on that. You can see what she does. You can contact the job poster, and there's a lot of reasons you want to do that. One, you can ask the recruiter to evaluate you as a fit for the position in a polite and professional manner. And you can also ask really nice questions to get more information about the position if you're confused or you want to know more about how the role might or might not fit your skills and where you want to go in the future. So right off the bat, contacting the job poster. You don't see that on Indeed. Saving and applying, we mentioned that just a moment ago, depending where you're at and where you're ready to do. I've boxed those up there in an orange circle. On the left, and I'm going to put this in and out of a little animated green arrow for just a minute, an estimated salary. That's interesting, okay? So look at the salary information coming right to you. For laboratory technicians in San Francisco Bay Area at Valero, the base salary, $62,000 per year. That ranges anywhere from $43,000 to $89,000. Total compensation, that would be including any benefits or maybe a signing bonus or both, $67,000, so another $5,000 a year, and that kind of changes the range accordingly. So these are base salaries for lab technicians in San Francisco Bay Area at the Valero Energy Corp. Now this is an internship. You can see that at the top, this is a trainee position. So that's not the base salary for this particular internship. That's the base salary for the job with the title lab technician. And if you were to click on that, you can actually see what the requirements are for that job. Some of them are bachelor's degree with a year of experience. Some of them are bachelor's degree with 2 years. Some of them are a master's degree. Some of them are a PhD. And so they have different levels of those particular positions called lab technician. There's level 1, 2, etc. Therefore, you have that pretty significant range of salaries. $43,000 at the low end, $89,000 at the high end. $43,000, you know what? I'm telling you right here, you do this lab technician trainee position on your route to the degree. You impress them. You knock their socks off. You do such a great job at all the things they ask you to do. It says right there at the top, you work with a lab technician or a chemist on product certification and release. So you're working with potentially the future you. They love you so much, they've invested so much time and money into training you, they might just hire you. And maybe they'll start you somewhere above that lower range at 43,000 when you finish your degree because they know and value you. So you can turn a training position that might be unpaid at the moment into a nice salaried position later. Just make a good impression. Just be yourself, ask questions, and do a good job. On the right-hand side, oh, this is really nice. Similar jobs, okay? These are similar opportunities, and they're compiled right here for you. Lab Technician 1, and you can see what happened there. On the main page, when we put in biology internships and we didn't specify by geography, this little similar jobs is not simply that the skills and the level are similar to the ones at Valero that you see on the left. It's starting to get more smart, and you didn't even have to change anything. Do you see how this is all Bay Area stuff? San Francisco, Santa Clara, Stanford, Santa Rosa. It did it for you. You didn't have to refine the job, even though you could do a drop down by geography or have entered it in yourself. It did it for you right here on this platform. That's really, really nice, okay? It's got the same skill set level, and all those good pieces of information will pop up. Like, for example, the ability to set further alerts on these similar jobs. And so you could set alerts on the previous screen. You can set them again over here. And again, you can see that if you have connections in your network that happen to work at any of these other jobs, they'll pop up. And so look at, I just happen to have one. His name is Victor, actually, really nice guy. And he looks like he is working at Bayside Solutions. And you know what? I didn't even know he was there. But maybe this is a high time to connect with him again and say hi. How are you doing? And what's it like to work there? And have any insights? And are you able to help me think about how to do this? You never know. This could lead to the opportunity working out for you just because you've connected with people. Couple of opportunities down there. Lab Technician 2 at Apex Systems. It says that I have a association through Sac State that's there right now. And so there is already, just within this first hit, similar jobs that make sense and people within my network. And my network's really not that big at the moment. And so I'm sure if I had expanded that, my opportunities to have people at these places would grow too. So again, the more work you put into putting together a nice profile and networking, the better this platform becomes, the more easy it becomes, and the less searching and manual effort you actually have to do yourself as the platform does the work for you. Okay. So back to the Valero job. If I scroll down past that little recruiter and salary information we had, the next thing it says is highlights. And again, this is really truly the power of LinkedIn. LinkedIn meaning connecting and networking. So at Valero, as I mentioned before, it said 2 people in my network from Sac State and 2 people from my network at Ohio State are there now and are people I could potentially tap into. So there's 4 ways to think about this, not other than the people I already know. And if you think about this as the recruiter plus these 4 people, now there's 5 faces to this job. 5 people I can get some insight from. And on Indeed.com, I didn't get that. So if I click on a little bit more information, I want to know, wait a minute, so who are these 2 people from Sac State that I supposedly know that are over here at Valero, and what are they doing? And maybe now I can get a hold of them. I click on that, and here's what it shows you, okay? 2 results. Here are my 2 connections, Mary Aislinn Talbot and Anuj Shah, and these folks are former Sac Staters who are both part of Valero, and you can see that Valero, being a big company with lots of locations throughout the country, they're actually working not at the Benicia location, but one in Sac and one in San Antonio, and they're doing different things. One is in development, and one is the lab bench. Oh, look at that. Lab technician. Mary would be a brilliant choice for someone to reach out to right away here to know more about this position, because Mary would have the bachelor's level and she's a lab tech that's earning a salary. She's passed the traineeship, she's passed the internship, and this would be a smart way to kind of start to do things. And she happens to be in Sacramento, and you know, networking online is one way to do it. You make your contact, you kind of reestablish a hi, how are you doing? And then maybe you say, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee, and kind of pick your brain a little bit and get some insight. Who doesn't like coffee or tea or something that could bring people together? Your treat, not a lot of investment of money, and just to share some time and get some information. If I take a deeper dive here, I actually, notice a little bit of bad news. I have a step that I need to do first before I can have this magical coffee date. Next to her name, it says second. And next to his name down there, it says third. That means we're actually not LinkedIn buds yet. However, it's like the degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon. I hope you know that game. How many different actors and actresses does it take to get to Kevin Bacon? And it's usually less than 6 movies, and because he's in every movie and he's worked with every actor and actress in Hollywood and Bollywood and everywhere else because he's in everything. Anyway, it says that I'm not actually primary contacts with either of them. I'm 1 step away from Mary, and I'm 2 steps away from Anuj, and therefore I still need to connect. Because I'm only 1 removed from Mary, I can connect directly with her. But because I'm 2 away from the bottom contact, I need to message first. And so that's kind of how it works. Now, it also says who my connections are that we have in common. So I'm 1 step away from Mary, but I'm directly connected with some people that she's directly connected with. Drew Reams, Rosalie Sprouse, those are 2 biology faculty right here at Sac State, and then 4 other shared connections, and I can click on that and learn who those folks are as well. So for some reason, if I was too shy to contact Mary directly, I could actually potentially go through people I know better. So let's say Rosalie and I are best friends in the world. Rosalie and I can talk first, and I could say, hey, would you mind helping me connect with Mary? And then maybe Rosalie does it, and there we go, boom, get some insight that we need. So that came up on the right-hand side. If I was already connected, it would say first. So first, second, or third, just like bases in baseball? I don't know. There's a box to point out what I was talking about with my shared connections that make me 1 degree away. So as promised, let's go back to the original search hit page for internships in biology. And wow, this is kind of cool. In the few moments it took to take screenshots and upload them and kind of do what I was doing here with you guys, the results you can see on the left-hand side went from 504 to 505. So every moment, new content and new opportunities are being uploaded to Indeed. And if you had set an alert for that, it would have alerted you to in any way you want to be alerted, through the platform, through email. You have lots of choices for that. Okay, so some of the drop downs. We had right now been filtering based on internship level, and so it's got 505 in parentheses, and you can see my green arrow indicating the drop down that you can modify. But maybe you're actually ready, you're closer to graduation, to apply for some entry-level positions. Well, wowee zowie, look at the number across the US when I just have biology in there, 14,284. And so if you are ready, you're graduating this semester, it's right around the corner. This data, I just made this video, it's pretty recent, so what you can do is click off of internship and onto entry level and get closer to where you need to be. And then as you rise up the ladder, there are others: associate, mid-level, director, executive. And so that's probably not where you are, and I'm actually a little surprised these titles show up in the student jobs portal. But it kind of does nicely, though, I guess, give you an idea of titles and levels to follow if you kind of went down this career path and wanted to know how promotions would look past the entry level, and where opportunities were. And you can see the numbers kind of almost this little weird, sort of not at all, but kind of like a little bell curve where you've got entry level and associate high, and then the higher up you go, the lower you are, just kind of like you were at internship. So at both ends, coming in and as an intern, or kind of getting really high up there in expertise and experience and education, there's not a lot of opportunities. But then kind of right there in the entry level and associate and even mid, that's kind of the sweet spot with a lot of opportunities. So you can see how that changes. Okay, Bio 100 team, the magic moment. Using the LinkedIn profile to do the work for us. And at the top, you see that the profile is filled when you go to linkedin.com after it's built with some options. We got a home screen. And by the way, one of the things you could do on the home screen, I'm not going to show it to you, is you can see how many people have actually viewed your profile. And that's actually very helpful if you're applying for jobs and all of a sudden you start to see people are looking at my profile and it's a recruiter or it's somebody at Valero and oh my gosh, this might be happening. You can actually see that unless they've set their preferences to private, which you can do too. My network, and I'm going to show you that one as well so you can kind of get a feel of, okay, what does the tool look like and how can I create connections using the My Network. There's jobs, okay, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm highlighted on jobs. Messaging, I could actually use this as a quick way to contact people and ask questions like, for example, the recruiter or someone in my network that I want to ask about a job. And then there's different notifications. And then there's this little Me button, and that's where you click on if you want to edit your profile. There are two things that you see here under the jobs. Number one, your dream job's just a search away. Search job, search location. Wait a minute. What was all this magic? I thought you said I didn't have to do searching. Now, you're right, okay? But I did want to show you that beyond the student jobs portal, when you're on your page, you can actually search yourself too, right here. Search jobs, search location. It'll take you back to the similar screen that you just saw with opportunities on the left and a highlighted position on the right, and you can filter it in many, many ways from there. So you can still do that, okay? Beyond the jobs portal. But if you look down below, you're going to see the magic, okay? So before we get there, you can, at the top, see that there's opportunity to either do or don't have the platform track jobs, meaning as you do searches, would you like it to follow that along so that it knows you're doing it? If it knows you're doing it, it can provide you with similar jobs based on that or not. Career interests, same thing. Would you like to be very, very specific about how you want the thing to do it? It says LinkedIn salary. That's going to give you, like we've had in other platforms, ideas about salary ranges, similar positions, like we saw on Glassdoor, for example. When you look midway through, this is where the magic is starting to happen because you viewed. Okay, now don't get the wrong idea. I'm definitely not trying to get a new job, and I'm definitely not trying to go to Oregon Health and Science because it's such a terribly unbeautiful part of the country. No, I was doing the research for this, you know. Oh, shoot. My recent job searches weren't just the biology internship, and now I can see my recent job searches right in the middle there above the blue box. I did look for associate professors. Ooh, there's 138? And you're all like, yeah, go, leave, get out of here. We don't want you here. Ah, that hurt. I heard it through the video. That hurt. But because I clicked on that, it is showing me very, very similar ones, and it's using my profile to build the most recent and where I have alumni and connections to, and I could click on the See All button and it would just show me a slew of them. And so there's everything from research analysts to adjunct faculties throughout all sorts of places. And so you can see that the platform will provide you opportunities just based on if you've viewed one in the past or not. And of super duper importance to point out, you're on your profile, you click jobs, you scroll down past where we just were on the previous slide, and you see based on your profile. Based on your profile. Winner, winner, chicken, dinner, at Popeyes. This is what we're going for. And so all the ones you see here, and I could continue to scroll down and they would show me more, and it would show me more until my heart was content. I see similar jobs based on my education, my level of expertise, my experience, my skills, anything I've put into my profile. It builds these jobs, these recommendations for me very specifically. And again, if you kind of scroll around and you start to look, you see that, oh good, I get the time information. When was it posted? Some were new, some were just a week ago. I see where they are, and it's starting to build from location. Okay, so based on my profile, it knows I'm in the Davis and Sacramento area. You see Woodland. That is smart. It wants to keep me local unless I tell it not to. All of these jobs are going to say PhD level plus the same amount of years of experience I have, because it knows my profile. It's going to, similarly as it's done in the past, show me information about people in my network and people who work there, or people who I might know that work there, and ways to contact. And if I clicked on any of these particular jobs, it would take you to the Valero looking layout that we went through before. All the same information. So this is where the platform does the work based on the number of years and your education, experience, skills, and your network. This is really what it's all about, okay? So I'll just pause there for a second. Outstanding. Easy apply. I'm going to box that in there. Some of these jobs have that, some of them don't. This is a one-step process by which I can apply directly through my profile on the LinkedIn platform. I might not even have to submit a resume for that.